Hi everyone, it's Mark here. I'm the founder of the Arts and Culture Network. I use these little video moments to keep track of our membership numbers, and we're at 26,000 now on the LinkedIn group. And we've got a new LinkedIn group called, which is Arts and Culture Opportunities. And that's our kind of careers, jobs and recruitment LinkedIn group. And there are 8,000 on there now, which is great. So it's growing. So this is my chance to welcome Harriet as a full member of our gang. I'm joined by Harriet Stubbs, pianist. And Harriet, would you like to just say hello to everyone briefly?
Hi, lovely to meet you all.
Brilliant, that was brief. That's great. We found out that we've got lots in common, not least the fact that we both studied at the Guildhall School of Music and Drama in London, which is great. So where are you at the moment geographically, Harriet? Because I know you spend far too much time on aeroplanes.
Yeah, I'm in New York right now. New York is my primary base, and then I split the rest of my time between London, Los Angeles, and Cayman.
That's quite a nice little four-center life.
Yeah.
You've got a big festival in Cayman, haven't you?
Yes, and actually there is an editorial piece going out about it today, which is very exciting. So it's the first public piece of writing that we've had to wait to get all the other pieces in place. So very, very excited about that. And that our first year will be in January of 2024, and then it'll be a sort of inaugural event from there. We were meant to have our first year in 2021, but of course, COVID stopped that from happening. So it's been a long time coming, but we've been working busily away behind the scenes, getting everything ready. So.
Oh, that's great. Is there a link I can share with people where this video appears so that people can learn more about it?
Absolutely. So it will be going live today. So I will send it to you once it's gone out.
Excellent. And what can people expect at the festival?
So it's the first ever stage built in open water in history. There have been things in freshwater, but never in open water. And it's 100-foot offshore for 1,000 people a night. It's a week-long festival. Every night is a different genre. We have a jazz night, we have a rock and roll night, we have a classical night. And it's, you know, I'm a dive master, so my love of Cayman came from a love of diving, and I helped rebuild their coral reefs for the Central Caribbean Marine Institute. But or it's an amalgamation of my job and my hobbies. And they sort of came together in this really fun way. And it also gives back to CCMI, Central Caribbean Marine Institute, and the National Gallery. And it's a way of investing in Caymanian talent and bringing, you know, during January, which on the East Coast is pretty rough, bringing all of, you know, East Coast and now the West Coast, because they've just opened a direct flight path from LA to Grand Cayman. So we're hoping that it will become part of the cultural calendar. People will go there, and then they'll go on to the Grammys in February in LA. So really, really exciting, really looking forward to it.
That's great. And lots of dates in the diary, I imagine, for performance.
For Cayman or for myself?
For you.
Oh, for me, yes. So the beginning of my album campaign tour starts on Friday. So I've got my first show of the entire new album, which hasn't been heard anywhere yet. It's coming out on September the 14th. But this is for everyone that's coming. This will be their first kind of exposure to it, and my first time performing it. It's produced by Mike Garson, who is a pianist on Aladdin Sane and plays with Nine Inch Nails and the Smashing Pumpkins. And the repertoire is everything from David Bowie to Bach to Chopin Godowsky to Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, and is really a collection and journey through with all my collaborators and interests, and Mike's arrangements pulls them all together into one sort of genre in a way that sounds unbelievable but is true.
That's great. I can't wait for that. And that's out in September, is it?
It is, yes, September 14th.
And what about performances closer to my home, London?
Yes, I don't know what tour dates are going to be for London yet. New York has only just come together, but I imagine it will be sort of October time that I'll be coming back to do those.
And what kind of venues do you typically play in when you're in London?
Well, I just played St James Piccadilly. Largely, I've been really based in the States for the last 15 years. So other than the pandemic, when I started my own concert series out the window, I tend to be mostly performing here. Yeah.
So I need to know more about the concerts out of the window, please. I picked up on the news. It got quite a bit of coverage, didn't it?
It did, I think it was such a, I came over to London to do a concert. It was March of 2020. And I thought I was coming for a week and the borders closed and I ended up being there for a year and a half. And so for the first month, what do we do? What can we possibly do that's useful right now with this time? And then I sensed that regularity of routine we'd all lost, and there's some comfort in routine. And so I felt that if I played at the same time every day, everyone would have something to look forward to. Everyone was allowed to leave the house, once a day. And if there was somewhere that they could, do something a little bit more uplifting than just having to go to the supermarket or whatever, it would, and it gave me routine too, and an opportunity to perform every day. And it started with, I'll just keep going until this is over, which turned into 250 concerts, and a really wonderful network of people. Yeah, it was extraordinary. I loved every moment of doing it.
It's brilliant. I believe you got some recognition for doing that as well, didn't you?
I did. I was really, really sort of honoured to be in the Queen's last birthday honours list. She gave me a British Empire medal just before she died.
That's great. Well, congratulations on that. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for jumping on and saying hello, Harriet. We'll be links littered wherever this appears. So it's really kind. And there'll be other interviews with you about other things to come. But in the meantime, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for being a valued full member of our gang.
Thank you so much for having me. Pleasure.